Greetings, peace and blessings. I am the Moon Mama, and I wanted to come in today and talk about some of the astrology that's happening. My perspective is always about how to use the energy, and my perspective is also of one of a woman in a black person's body in America. So the sun is in Pisces. Pisces is the collective energy. It's also spiritual energy, that unseen force that is the subconscious behind everything. And the moon is in Libra. So this energy is really giving us an opportunity for healing because we are closing out an old cycle and moving into a new one. Things happen simultaneously. In astrology, it's sort of like an ebb and flow process. And we've been closing out a cycle for probably decades or 100 years and beginning a new one, but we're in a real shift into a new reality now because Pluto has moved into Aquarius. And so, and in America, we're feeling our world change. We're feeling the economy is shifting. The cultural conversations are shifting. And what that shift is about, it's an opportunity for us to get a new perspective so that we can take responsibility, heal, and move forward. So for instance, right now, I'm in a conversation here on TikTok with, I think his name is Chandran or something like that, and about the crack epidemic and him saying that black men sold out their community. And it's so interesting because I grew up and I was a part of that experience in Watts, and I watched my whole community change. And just listening to this brother's conversation, I realized that I never got angry about it. Like, it never occurred to me to be really angry at black men and their part in bringing crack into the community and how they did it and then created a whole music industry around it. I was always just angry that our government would seed this experience in our community. And I never made it personal to the men in the community. And so this is Pisces and Libra. This story I'm telling you is a Piscean experience, this collective, communal, the government and crack and black people and children and how that affected the whole, that's Piscean. And the moon and Libras are how we related, how you move through that experience, because Libra is the other. So how you related, how you showed up in that experience. And it just so happens that we just had the Virgo full moon. I am a Virgo and I am detoxing. What I know is that the stuff in my subconscious that I haven't dealt with is coming up to be dealt with. And growing up in my environment, because there was so much chaos and my father was a drug dealer, my mother was a prostitute, I always felt like an alien in my environment, in my home, in my community. I always felt like confused by people's behavior and the way people hurt one another and hurt themselves. Like, that just didn't make sense to me, but I also didn't have language for it. And the only language I was really given was that of Christianity and Jesus Christ and how to love and how to save and all of that sort of stuff. But none of that stuff was applicable really, because even Christianity wasn't a real solution. So right now, as the sun is in Pisces, the moon is in Libra, I'm in this place of reorganizing, of like healing, releasing, forgiving, feeling anger, rage, disappointment, but witnessing it all so that it can be released and transmuted into something else. This is the Pisces sun, the moon in Libra coming out of the full moon in Virgo, because Virgo is about healing and Pisces is about healing. So we are in an opportunity to heal our old patterns, to heal the family systems that created, so my family was overly religious, like Jesus Christ. My grandmother was very Jesus Christ driven. We didn't go to therapy. We didn't deal with things in practical ways that actually addressed what was really happening. Things were just sort of, Jesus will take care of it. I feel like Christianity made Black people really stupid because we weren't given the tools to really manage our emotions, our problems, our difficulties in ways that helped us see how we were creating it or participating in it. It was just like, give it to Jesus. And so in that, we didn't deal with what was really going on with us. And so today is a day that I am personally facing that. So see in your own life, what's Pisces bringing up for you? What's happening in your life, and are you able to see the bigger picture? Are you able to see how it's not something happening in a vacuum? It's something that's a part of a collective narrative, maybe about your family, a collective narrative that your family has. Maybe it could be addiction stuff. It can be illusions, denials. Like, so I'm noticing as I'm having this conversation on TikTok with this brother about the crack epidemic. He called me a coddler, right? And I was like, oh, that's an interesting thing. Like, am I coddling? And when I asked myself that question, I was like, well, I did never get angry about that. And it's like, so what would that look like for me to feel this anger, for me to be with this experience? It felt like betrayal, where, he's saying that the black men sold out the community. I'm like, so I'll be with that today and see what that has for me, if it has anything at all. And so, that is that. So look in your life, see if there's are you in any sort of collective thing happening? If it is, it's because it's there to be healed. And what does healing look like? What can you do for yourself? How can you meet your needs? And because the moon is in Libra, but the South Node is also in Libra, and we have the full moon in Libra next month, you have to take on a new pattern. It has to be something new. You can't do it the way you used to do it. You have to get a new perspective. And so with that, happy Moon Day. Today is the day that rules the moon. Moon is in Libra, Sun is in Pisces. We are healing our subconscious relationship patterns. It's a good day to do some work. Peace and blessings, you all. Have a really beautiful day. Bye-bye.